your patience. Obviously, a little track maintenance. And saw Connor O'Sullivan get the ball earlier in that left corner. Got towed off. But looks like up to snuff now. Connor O'Sullivan.
Got Jonathan Hurst spotting for him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The pride of Paducah. Put some dirt on it. Everything's fine. Never forget. All right, here we go. Connor O'Sullivan in that RTS BMW. And clear to send. We're back at it like a track addict. Through that chicane. Here we go. Connor O'Sullivan in that first outside zone. Gets in there just a little bit. Could definitely be deeper. And that second, oh boy. You know, you wonder what kind of tricks your mind plays on you when you get iced, you know, with this longer delay or ready to go. It says hook and hold up. But right now, oh, works it out. Loses that back bumper, the lid. Oh my gosh, loses almost half the car out back. So Connor O'Sullivan goes through the paces.
Yeah, I did a little part deletion there towards the end of the run, so I let go. I powered through a nice little flick. Never, I don't even think he used the handbrake to initiate, but he could have got a little deeper there in outer zone 1. Way late in the transition here. You can see if that wall followed that curve of that zone, he would have been deep into that wall. He would have been a totally different story here as he transitions out of 3. Leaves prematurely. Kind of a little leggy transition, but honestly, it was timed really well. And he matched that radius, the back end of his car into outer zone 4 from the wall. Another look at from the sky here. Just about filling outer zone 1 shallow there, though. But look at that. See, if that wall was extended there, he would have been right in that car just about off there. So he made a nice line from outer zone 2 and 3. Came out of it early, but I did like this transition as risky as it looked. You know, I believe the rules were written so that if in qualifying, that's not an incomplete if you lose some items such as the trunk and stuff. So,
yep,
there it is, getting escorted off the track, sir.
Yep. The pit area here covered, fortunately. This is in center of the track. And crawling on in, it comes a score of 69. Nice. Connor O'Sullivan slides into 20th position. Complete as well. So, I mean, look at that. I mean, you got number 1 and 3 in points having to go to their second run. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be a real disruption to the bracket.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right, huh? Like where they land and who they're going to go against. All right. So moving right along here. And this is, who do we have here?
O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan. Connor O'Sullivan. Okay. We are clear to send. O'Sullivan on that start line. It's hot. The track is hot. The weather is hot. And who do we got? Let's go. O'Sullivan, RTS, BMW. Come down that first outside zone. Aggressive flick, quick little tap of the brakes. And the second outside zone has a transition. Pretty well executed. Big angle there. Nice job. That third outside zone. Really dialed in. That was nice. That final outside zone in, puts it in there. Comes out about halfway point or maybe just a little beyond that, but overall good fluid run from O'Sullivan.
Yeah, I think a little better his first score, 69 there, Jared. There was some good points there that we'll go over here once we get the second look at it, especially that initiation. He was doing what I like to see here. Nice 2-move maximum, light the tires off right away, getting a max angle. He did leave outer zone 1 just a little bit early, but he's still staying on the same angle, maintaining that. Grabbing a little bit of a handbrake as we get into the outer zone 2. Nice, decent line. A little bit of wavering there. He could have been a little deeper and longer into outer zone 3, but here we go, transitioning in outer zone 4, using the max angle and staying in it, leaving a little bit early, but makes it look real good here. O'Sullivan's definitely going to have an improvement here. I think we'll see him in the show. Look at that flick going into outer zone 1. Could have been a little deeper, but he stayed consistent. That's what we want. He keeps it smooth. Going to outer zone 2. Very little variation here. Just a little bit of hiccup there midway between outer zone 1 and 2 as he leaves just a few feet short, transitioning in outer zone 4. Could have been a little more momentum there to carry him, but overall I think we'll see O'Sullivan in the game. There it is, a 76.33 puts him into technically position 27.
Yep.
or
Yep, 26.
Rudy isn't that much. He might be already, you know, we're already counting chickens.
Advanced, yeah. Alex Jaeger, Connor O'Sullivan. Alex Jaeger operating out of that Forsberg Racing camp. That's why it's got that similar livery. Again, that NOS energy drink, Nissan 370Z, against the RTS BMW. Mr. O'Sullivan. Alex Jaeger coming to us from the East Coast. And now here we go through that start chicane. Alex Jaeger, see how he initiates. O'Sullivan, a little bit late there. Oh, looks like Alex Jaeger getting into the dirt. Looks like two, not as deep as sideways shot down in the second outside zone. Goes Jaeger, O'Sullivan pedaling back a little bit, dives in. Now Jaeger filling all of that third outside zone into that last and final outside zone. Barely getting those back tires in the GT radials, and O'Sullivan just seemed like coming up just a bit short on every zone, and maybe a little bit of nerves here, the heat maybe affecting him. Let's take a look at it again.
We'll take a look at it. I think he only had, I think he kept it to one tire off, so that's a good sign for Alex going in there as he fills in outer zone 2, but Sullivan's cutting his line, trying to get proximity, throws a little too much angle there. Jaeger tries to take a little bit out as he fills outer zone 3. Sullivan's still trying to cut that line here, just cannot seem to reel in Jaeger as they filling shit out here and get on the bank. We'll take another look here from the sky drone here. Jaeger kind of had him from the start there, kind of treat him, won that drag race, and Sullivan just had a heck of a time trying to catch up to the whole thing, cut an angle, but Jaeger's lead run, wouldn't say it was 100 points, but he checked all his boxes as the lead driver. He's doing the transition nice and smooth there. Could have been a little deeper in the first, so he kind of like floated the car into outer zone 4 and should have filled in a little deeper there. So far the needle's waving towards our NOS energy drink Jaeger here.
Got to tighten those screws. Got to tighten those screws, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, getting involved in that dirt. Our corner workers are landscapers as well. Appreciate that. I know what's in the lobby, cranking some.
Yeah, it felt like it was Saturday, not Wednesday.
Right. Yeah, and everybody's just talking about drifting and courses and this and that. So yeah, it's pretty funny. All right, here we go. Let's alternate the order. O'Sullivan and Jaeger coming in that first outside zone. O'Sullivan really tidy there. Man, you can't even see Jaeger. Look at that, all up in that smoke, but he does find that second outside zone. O'Sullivan looking way more comfortable out front. He's got the clean air. Jaeger, you barely see the window of that Nissan 370Z, and looks like O'Sullivan digs deep. Jaeger is riding that line, the orange matching the orange, so you can see just blending right in like a chameleon. Well done by O'Sullivan and Jaeger.
Yeah, just looking at that at face value, I felt Jaeger's chase was a lot more smoother, but let's break it down here. Sullivan filling on his own really well. Jaeger just a little far behind, but he's still putting on the pressure here. We see that transition. We can definitely see it from this side of the coin here as he's filling outer zone 2. And Jaeger's still smooth. They're both drawing a really good arc into outer zone 3. Jaeger putting on the pressure before the transition. Could have anticipated that a little better. He would have filled the zone and had a little better proximity if he had done that into outer zone 4.
You enjoying this commentary stuff? Do you like it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look at this. Look at this shot.
You can't say no.
Am I going to talk about this? Like,
it's kind of rhetorical.
Yeah, it's. I thought it was.
Pop quiz hot shot.
Yeah, speed.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, so look at the pressure that Jaeger's putting on here as they're filling out outer zone 3. Could it, like, if he would have done it just a snap faster, he would have been set up so much better. But in my most humble opinion, I feel like the needle is wavering towards Jaeger at this point.
All right.
I think just based on his chase alone versus Sullivan, it was a lot more composed.
That's where I was going, but I was zipping my mouth. You know, I don't know what they're listening. Sliding left for O'Sullivan, and O'Sullivan, look at that.
Man.
So definitely want to get a headset on here from one of y'all. Robbie, you want to talk? Let's wrap out with Robin Sheeta. He's writing down some things. Soap and I were kind of in agreement that Jaeger, the needle was going that way. Why to O'Sullivan? Lead versus lead, chase versus chase. It's okay. Break it down.
Yeah, so O'Sullivan obviously doing a better job in the lead position. He was doing everything we wanted him to do and what we spoke with at the driver's meeting. And Jaeger, in his lead position, he did dip a tire at the outside zone 1 as well. And pretty much giving the chase car a chance to do a good chase as a lead position, I think O'Sullivan did a better job than Jaeger, and we kind of tipped that way because of his lead runs.
Again, NGK competition timeout being utilized by Kelsey Rawlings. So again, for OE suggested spark plug intervals, find the best spark plug for your engines. NGK, the ignition specialist. As we see Cody Buchanan and Connor O'Sullivan, my man Ryan Sage cracking into a little rock star there. Gets him peak in that energy as we are in the Royal Purple Top 16. Royal Purple, the synthetic experts, the official synthetic of Formula Drift. Cody Buchanan, Connor O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan, look, we got the luck of the Irish. I don't know if he's Irish exactly, but it just sounds like an Irish name, right? O'Sullivan?
I'll go with it.
Okay, yeah. All right. All right, Cody Buchanan out front. Connor O'Sullivan in the chase position, taking a look back. Connor O'Sullivan qualified 29th, Cody Buchanan 20th, so fairly equally matched, but who's going to tighten it up? We saw Buchanan with a great run yesterday. Now look at that. He puts it right in that first outside zone. He likes waking up in the morning and sending it. Nice job by him as Buchanan in that 350Z, and O'Sullivan, you can see back quite a bit and just not getting as deep as Buchanan. But hey guys, FYI, spotters, stay off the red and white. All right, thanks. All right, so again, that's where you definitely don't want to be. One, it's off course, and as you said, a little bit moist, slip and slide. Again, no kiddie games here right now. This is we need to keep it on track.
Right. Now we got a complete run finally this morning, so here we go. Buchanan fully filling that outer zone 1, and O'Sullivan keeping the pressure on. Could have done a little better job of anticipating the transition there, as all the chase drivers we've seen so far have been coming up short in outer zone 2, but Sullivan's doing a good job here, reeling it back in. Nice mimicking the transition here. Cody does send it a little hard in outer zone 4, but O'Sullivan's right there with him. So taking a look at shot here in the outer zone 2. Look at that. O'Sullivan pulling a little angle out there, gained a little more proximity as they get into outer zone 3. Buchanan sacrificing a little bit of angle here, but good mimic of the transition here. Anticipated really well in order to get in that pocket, but it was just a little too late to put on the pressure fully in all of the outer zone 4. So
yeah, sorry to cut you off there.
No,
Buchanan didn't get into the dirt till ladder, to be quite honest, but again, that red and white, that is considered off zone. Imagine if those red and white rumble strips on outside zone 4, if there was dirt there, you'd be throwing it up. So again, stay off the red and white. 1, it is off course, and 2, obviously we've seen it just previously with Ben Hobson, Trevor Root, you could loop it. Connor O'Sullivan, as you say, O'Sully will lead. Cody Buchanan will be giving chase. Cody Buchanan, like I said, a good run yesterday against Movasio. He had a really good battle there. It seemed like he's really figuring out his Nissan Z, but it's all O'Sullivan out front with that RTS BMW. Good initiation, almost simultaneously in that first outside zone. See how they handle it. Can't even see Buchanan in the smoke. Oh, Buchanan comes out of it. You see O'Sullivan in that second outside zone, and Buchanan fights for his right to get in that third outside zone. Misses it quite a bit. Now how are they going to handle this final outside zone? Looks like O'Sullivan, he found the hack right there. Hack the planet. Okay.
Yeah, it looked like Buchanan was close to almost straightening out.
Tidier. Slide him left for Buchanan or right for Connor O'Sullivan. It looks like O'Sullivan gets a 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3. Connor O'Sullivan gets the win. So Cody Buchanan just a little bit loosey-goosey. Good effort yesterday by Connor O'Sullivan. We talked about how much grip he had. Maybe these cooler conditions are helping him out today by comparison to he's just slowly maybe learning the car, getting more intimate with the car. And again, we've seen it all. We've seen all the seasons, man. You know, from I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I feel like James Taylor's going out. Excuse me. So Josh Love, Connor O'Sullivan is up next. So who is Hobson going against? One of these drivers.
That's what's nice when we get in the grade 8 and in the top 16 that we have to nitpick what's highlighted and not mistakes, and that's what all the judges like to see that too.
Okay, so here we go with our next battle. We are looking at Josh Love. Good initiation by Josh Love. And O'Sullivan, a.k.a. Sully, comes in that second outside zone. And now you see him gain that proximity. Josh Love into that. And look at, again, this is what we're progressing to. You can just see that good fluidity. We saw that earlier. And Josh Love very comfortable. I mean, great lead run. You saw O'Sully kind of twitching, shucking and jiving, glitching, downloading, buffering in that chase position.
Yeah, I feel like Sully learned a little bit in the top 16 there as we get in the top 8 from his last chase run. He looked a little more comfortable, you know, behind the lead driver here. So look at Josh, straight up initiation, you know, filling the zone, but not as deep. And Sullivan kind of took advantage of that, getting some proximity. But Sullivan did a really good job getting that proximity through outer zone 2 as Josh pours on the throttle, gets awesome fill of that outer zone 3 with Sullivan. Let's check out the transition here. A little late. That's what his crux is in the chase position here. If he would have just chucked it in just a little earlier, he would have had it set up better for chasing in outer zone 4.
Just back it in. Yeah, just again, that last outside zone seems to be a crux. You know, from initiation, you know, it's kind of a
an outside zone sandwich. You know, yeah, they're all 4 outside zones, but that initiation is going to set you up for success or failure, right? And then that last outside zone, that's just, you know, you never have a second chance to make a first impression, right? Yeah. So that last outside zone is that exclamation point. You know, will it be impactful, or is it going to be a wing ding, depending on what font you go
Especially with, like you said, the shape of the wall. That's the position is all so important.
It bites back. All right, let's alternate positions here. O'Sullivan versus Love. O'Sullivan with that launching entry goes right into that first outside zone. Josh Love, he kicks back in the smoke. He can apply some pressure here. You saw him kind of question getting that second outside zone. And then O'Sullivan, again, these lead runs are phenomenal when it comes down to this last outside zone. How's O'Sullivan gonna handle it? Really well done by O'Sullivan. And again, great job by O'Sullivan, great job by Love. Again, some great driving for both of them. And but I you know, I think this is gonna go to a side-by-side as well.
Yeah, I'm torn either way because Sullivan did an excellent job there in the lead position, and it felt like Josh was almost trying to play catch-up. He was like driving at that razor edge of his car or his abilities. But look here, he sacrificed a lot of angles, I noticed, in Josh's chase, especially here, almost a straightening there through outer zone 2. But Sullivan smooth as silk as we're getting through outer zone 3. Josh kind of getting out of that pocket, almost a little to the right, but does a decent job of anticipating it. So that is a little advantage in his chase run versus O'Sullivan's as he chased into the outer zone 4.
All right.
Tough one for sure. I wouldn't want to be a judge now.
No, do not envy these guys at all. This is definitely a tough one. All right, here it is. As I call it, BC Racing go for gold side by side.
Yeah, look at that. See Sullivan a little wavering in there in the initiation, but kind of makes up for it. He's staying smooth. I think Josh had a lot more sacrifice in his angle to get proximity while Sullivan was still smooth. He stayed true to his line, and the only difference in here is Josh's chase in outer zone 4 was a little more superior than Sullivan's going into that last zone.
Yeah, all right. Got a message from Farouk Kawai. He's watching the plane right now. Here we go. Connor O'Sullivan gets the win, taking out Josh Love, and it is unanimous. Fontaine, throw on that headset, buddy. Let's hear from the Canadian right now. Sorry. All right, so down to you, Connor O'Sullivan. It was unanimous. What was the standout factor for you?
Yeah, Connor did a much better job of mimicking what Love was doing in his lead run, so he was just better positioned, and Love had a
not only playing host to our PROSPEC round of competition, which we are now down to the final 4. Potentially 3 more battles overall, 6 more runs, and we will have a victory here at round 3 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, right? That we're landing on? All right. We will see, but right now, Ben Hobson, we are talking about him. He's been our new points leader. So Ben Hobson, you know, the overall win has escaped him. You know, we saw Rudy Hansen. We saw that of Cole Richards in New Jersey. Can Ben Hobson make it the perfect event and the points? I don't think the rain affected the burnout box at all. That rubber is just thick.
Yeah, there's definitely a few layers or 3 on there, man.
Yeah, thicker than a Snicker over there in the burnout box. Hobson, #1 qualifier, 1 step closer to the final. Oh, FYI, he's guaranteed a podium. Hobson, at minimum. Guaranteed a podium, highest qualifying driver of all the 4. So if he loses, he goes, we don't have a consolation battle that is dictated by who's the higher qualifier. And oh, look at this. Look at Connor O'Sullivan, staggered setup. He's going to try to come out of that chute like a slingshot, throw it to the side of Ben Hobson's S chassis. But here we go. O'Sullivan and Hobson. Hobson out front. Ben Hobson swing. Look at the flick of the wrist into that first outside zone. And it looks like it worked out for O'Sullivan. But Hobson now pulls away. Great angle. And look at this is what we saw so well done earlier by Hobson. Different angle there. But look at you see all the black of the GT wheels, the white True Zero wheels standing out at Hobson right there on the course's edge. Good chase job by O'Sullivan. Yep. I'll tell you what. But Hobson is just possessed right now. He is just, again, just a magnet.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was like super comfortable in the chase, but look at Hobson just flicking that thing in there. But awesome proximity here with O'Sullivan, and then do a nice mimic transition outer zone 2. But look at it, O'Sullivan almost overcooked it here in the grass, and he He did a good job here, pull a little angle, get some more proximity. So that's just one small mistake that would have made that a perfect chase run as far as we've seen in all of competition today. So hats off to both these guys in both their positions here. That was an excellent run here. Looking at the drone, look at the proximity here. Almost into that panel commander door. Awesome mimic here. He just overcooks it. You can almost see it there into the grass, but then pulls a little angle, makes up for it.
Does Hobson hit the wall? Does he tap the wall?
I missed it, Jared, but yeah.
No, right there. I think he taps that back right on the wall, I believe. Yeah, look, it's banged up. Yeah. So I mean that shows you good car control. It didn't affect the attitude of the car.
Yeah.
That shows you that's some really good precision driving, or they built it to just kind of collapse properly. But overall, that was kind of a flex right there.
Yeah,
that was a little breaking of the backboard. You know, when Shaquille O'Neal broke the backboard back in the day, that was a little breaking of the backboard.
He's got a good crumple zone there for that 5-star crash rating.
Crumble cookies? Oh, that'd be sweet. All right, here we go as O'Sullivan will lead. Hobson giving chase in that first outside zone. O'Sullivan, big angle there. He gets into the dirt. And again, you can see that red. Oh, and oh boy. Ooh, no, Mike. Beach stays. All right, so that's going to be all she wrote, unfortunately, for O'Sullivan as he threw up that dirt rooster. That'll do. Got into the dirt.
That was that.
There we go. Green eggs and ham. Yes, I am. Sam, I am. Ben Hobson. So, see O'Sullivan moving in. Didn't look like a wild hit, just got thrown off, unfortunately, for O'Sully.
Yeah, and the
that's going to be all she wrote. Yeah. So slide him left for Hobson, right for O'Sullivan. We'll take a look at that again. We're going to have to clean that up, and it looks like we are going to get a tow here.